Well, hello. I'm so excited that I received a message from Mags, and she has been going through some clunkiness that she wants to share with us. And this is just like we'd be at a coffee shop having a chat. I've got my coffee. Well, it's actually tea. I'm in my lounge chair. And Mags is in New Zealand. So we can still have this conversation even though we're physically not together. So just remember your story matters and Mags's matters. And this is all about what I'm wanting to bring out into the world for the Your Story Matters movement. So I'm going to sit back in my lounge chair and I'm going to just chat with Mags about what has been happening in her world. So, hi, Mags.
Hi, how are you?
I'm really, really well, and I'm so excited to hear about your clunkiness.
So
And
I'm really in my beginner journey of trying to get into a more regulated routine around self care, and I had this speed bump the other day, and so forgive me for my honesty and my vulnerability, but it had been exactly 5 days in a row since I hadn't had a shower, and I thought, oh my god, if I don't do something quick, my monkey brain, shouldn't I, no, you can't have a shower. You just can't have a shower because you have to punish yourself because you haven't done this or you haven't done that, or because you've eaten too much chocolate, or because you've watched too much porn overnight, or because of some other reason you can't have a shower. You see, I was um I was connecting my self-care routine with both how I feel emotionally and whether I felt that I deserved to be punished because I wasn't doing all the things that I should be doing as a normal functioning human on the planet, and so I would use self care or the lack thereof as a punishment for myself. So I knew if I didn't do something about it, I'd be in really serious trouble. So I thought to myself, what's the outcome? They want me to wash my hair and wash my private parts. That's all. Wash my hair, wash my private parts and my teeth. That's all they want. So how can I go about giving them the outcome they desire and my outcome that I desire, and biohack my brain at the same time, get the job done? So I turned on the water, put shampoo on my head, and gave myself a shower with the clothes on.
can
I
I just
washed my
can I
hair.
can I just excuse you for a minute, Mags? When I saw that post, I was like, "That's you with your jumper on." Or is that a stripy towel? And I'm so happy that you've clarified this with me. It's like,
It was
what?
my clothes.
You had a shower fully clothed.
No, I had my top half on and my bottom half off. So I have difficulty washing my top half. So I figured if I cover my parts for me that I can't, or that I can't legitimately process being okay to wash now, then I can bypass the chemical nonsense going on in my head saying, this is not happening, this is not happening, this is not happening, and go to whatever the hell you tell my brain this friggin' heck shower thing is going down. The outcome will still be the same. So you better shut up your monkey mind and get up with the program. Because no matter what you tell me, it's still going to have the same outcome. I'm having a shower. So I thought to myself, so this is going to work. So I tried this and I washed my hair, did my private area and all that, got out. Wow, it was like, and then all of a sudden, my brain had nothing to complain about. It was like, as long as I met my parameters of what safety meant to me when having a shower, I was able to get the outcome that I desired. And so I thought to myself, this is a good thing. And so the next day I did it again. Same thing.
You had 2 showers one day after another.
Yeah. And
Woohoo!
that's unheard of. And so I was like, yay. And they're like, my caregiving team that are amazing human beings helped me show up ridiculously, unapologetically me. They're like, are you mad? This is not the traditional way in which one takes care of their personal needs. And I said, well, would you rather me take care of my personal needs and biohack my brain or me not do what's required? And they go, we'll just run with it, right? And so I had 2 showers in a row. And so my brain started to learn that no matter what nonsense traffic was going on in my head, I was able to biohack it long enough to get the job done. Third day didn't go so well because I ran out of gas.
Oh, you ran out of gas.
So I got ready to go under the shower, and then they told me that there was no gas in both gas cylinders. So I had to have a break that day. And the following day, it was like, I don't really want to do the shower thing today. And then I got back on the horse, but it's clunky as. Um, is it what I would call an ideal way of getting my personal needs and outcomes met? No, is it a good way to hack long term procrastination and self punishment because of things that you know that you're addicted to overnight? No, it's not a good way to do it. But does it work? Yes. Um, is it going to be a long term solution? I hope not.
Can I just ask you something?
Yep.
So, what I'm hearing, and I'm curious to hear what you have to say, but it's like you have taken on a belief that you're actually meant to shower with your clothes off. Who made that belief?
Well, I didn't know that you could shower with your clothes on. I thought that only washing machines were supposed to wet your shower, wet your clothes, not your shower. But I also learned from this experiment, people, that my body is friggin' addicted to not following through. It's like because I'm not used to achieving anything of any great note. Um, it's like my body is conditioned to, oh, this feeling of not following through is like taking crack cocaine. The sensation it gives me when I don't follow through is like an orgasmic experience times 1,000. So then I learned, why would I want to follow through on anything if that's the payoff that I'm going to get? But
Can I can I
had I
just
not gone through this experience, I wouldn't have worked it out.
ask you again? I as I've do you mind me sharing, Max?
Yeah,
As I've been unpacking myself, I have come to understand that there is a feeling for me when I do get away with something. And you're calling it an orgasmic feeling. But is that like your inner child going, I'm not going to be bossed, or yippee, I got to do it the way I wanted to do it? Have you felt restricted in your life about you've got to do it this way, and now you're starting to see that you can do things other ways?
Well, I think it's partly because as a person with a disability, um, our parents um overmother us. They do everything for us, and they don't give us a chance um to say no, I'm not doing this. They just say it's happening, and they just stick you under the shower no matter what. They don't give you any chance to biohack your brain, because if they did, you'd never do anything. And so I never learnt how to make a decision for myself about basic things like what should I eat, when should I shower, what clothes should I wear today, should I even brush my hair, because it was just all automatic pilot, because my mum had 4 kids to bring up, and she didn't have time to wait for my brain to catch up with my mouth, because
Yeah,
my mouth was bigger, faster than my brain.
can I just share again that I'm seeing a little bit different. You're talking about biohacking, and that is great, but I'm also seeing it as your soul and your whole self wanting to be seen, rather than letting the head or the conditions that you've been living with for however long. You're now starting to challenge this, and you're actually taking your power back.
and
So
I think
welcome.
and I think it's also like, if you come through a lifetime of trauma and a lifetime of abuse, well then you're kind of very not okay with your body anyway. So um having having clunky uh feelings about a bathroom anyway is not is and it being an unsafe area to be in is not always a good place to live in. So if you feel like when you're in the bathroom you can't be there because too much has gone on for you, well then you've got to learn to shut that down as well. So you've got a double whammy. You've got someone else doing your private cares to you because you can't do it. Then you've got your brain telling you, heck no, you've been really irresponsible and you've not been able to overcome your addictions overnight. And then you've got your chemical imbalance with your anxiety and your depression. So it's hard to keep all those juggling balls in the air. And so sometimes if you're not careful, you can get into this habit of like, well, I don't think this is ever going to be something that I can overcome. And I'm here to tell you, because I was so friggin' excited, I'm here to tell you that the way to overcome something doesn't always have to be conventional.
No, that's right. You can reframe it and you can look at it differently, all the different options and possibilities that are out there. And I'm so proud of you, Mags. You're
I,
you're
I,
you're
I'm
shooting
so,
goals.
I'm so proud of myself. Like, um, I was really nervous, like extremely nervous to post the post that I posted on social media the other day with my jumper on and me hosing my head with my clothes on, because people would think, is she mad? And and I don't acknowledge. I know this is going to sound really weird, considering that you can see that I'm in a chair, but I don't acknowledge my difference. If you were to ask me right now, Margaret, am I sitting in a chair? You know what my answer would be? It would be, hell no, I don't have a chair. I'm not sitting down. I'm on my feet. Um, because to me, I grew up in the able-bodied community, and I didn't see myself as any different. The only time I remember that I'm different is when I need to go to the toilet, or when I need to have a sandwich cut up for me, or when someone needs to make me a cup of tea. Up until then, I think in my head, I'm just as able bodied as Julius, and don't dare tell me otherwise.
Mm.
And that, in a way, has been a disservice to me because, as I said to you on the podcast before, I will walk on the other side of the road to avoid another person with difference. Now, do I like acknowledging that about myself and about the people that are like me? No, I don't, because it just is a reflection of how poorly I see myself.
You just said the words. It's like you just the mirror is too much for you.
Yeah.
And even though I can speak for myself, I don't like seeing mirror things happen for me either. And it is
Mm.
very discomfortable, but at least it's bringing it into your awareness. So well done.
Yeah, so your listeners and your friends are more than welcome to follow my clunky journey. But I just wanna again honor you for your powerful um podcast, not only for my journey to be heard, but for the guests that you've had since then and will have coming up. I'm just so proud because difficult and unexplained topics need to be aired so that people's fear around them can dissipate and that people's voices that need to be heard and journeys and stories that matter can be aired in a safe environment. And I'm just so blown away that like a week later, I'm still getting people going, "Wow, what a good interview!" And then like I've had such positive response from being on your podcast that I just can't thank you enough for being brave enough to have difficult subjects aired on your channel and having difficult conversations changes things, not just with the words that we say and the thoughts that we think, but also the frequencies that we allow to be picked up and the way that we mirror ourselves and are vulnerable uh, within ourselves. Because and if I hadn't met you, then I wouldn't have learned what it's like to have sun in my room. And I wouldn't have learned that it's okay to be like um, unapologetic about if I laugh in the middle of a podcast or if I if I jump because I get the startle reflex. And so yeah, I can just see how amazing this journey will be. And I also want to encourage every single one of you jump into her container. Please jump into her container because she's inviting you to have a conversation with your soul and to be vulnerable and to allow yourself to come home to yourself in a safe place. And if anyone can provide that safety, it's Jules. So please sign up for her container. I can't wait to get inside the container and help to support you guys. It's going to be an awesome journey. Let's go.
Well, Mags, that is so beautiful. It sounds like I've said, Mags, you have to say these words. But I just want to know that Mags has said that all from her heart. And I'm so
We have
grateful for it.
we have not planned this conversation, people. It is not scripted. I just contacted Julie yesterday and said we have to do this, and so honestly, I'm not being paid to say
Mm.
this. I just no. I want to make it quite clear. I'm not being paid to say these things. I mean it from the heart because I see the need for this kind of container out there because there isn't one for people with clunky habits and clunky ways of thinking, but also um, different alternative ways of dealing with anxiety, yoga, stress regulation, and such. These have to be brought out into the mainstream because it's not all dealt with medication and exercise and diet. There is also sound healing, and there is also energetics, and there is also yoga, and there is also nutrition, and there's also colorful ways of looking at things. And so her container is an opportunity to broaden your horizon, not because you don't believe in mainstream, but you've tried mainstream and maybe it hasn't been accepting for you because you don't fit the so-called normal box of what society says. And so I want to honor Julie for for being a pioneer and for standing up and using her platform as a person who's been in the public eye before, and she won a beauty contest a long time ago, and since then she's really wanted to help people with CP, and she's used her platform in a positive way to do that, and I just want to honor her for that.
Well, thank you very much, Mags. I want to say it wasn't a beauty contest, it was a fundraising. I won the fundraiser, not for beauty. But thank you for those lovely, kind words. The container that Mags is talking about is Your Story Matters movement. And I'm getting goose pimples. I've got tears coming out of my eyes. I only released it yesterday, and Mags didn't even know about it. Well, I have been talking about a self discovery community, but the name just dropped a couple of days ago when I was talking with my coach, and I just want you to know your story does matter. And the movement that's going to be happening is so we can have these conversations and let people be heard. And I'm not here to tell you how to do it. It's all about allowing you to express, because I find when I'm going through things, when you're talking about your story, you get more and more clarity each time you say the story. You get more understanding, and then you actually get that gold nugget piece of information that helps you move forward, just like how Mags has been explaining. And Mags, when you said the word Margaret, it's like, who the bloody hell's Margaret? I only know you
Because
as
my
Mags.
parents they call me Margaret whenever I'm in trouble. It's Margaret, come here.
Yeah, it's like, who's Margaret? Oh, yeah. Anyway, I don't think I'll ever call you Margaret because you'll never be in trouble while I'm around, Mags. So you're Mags with me. So thank you very much for reaching out. I really, really
I'm
appreciate it.
honored to share my clunky self care and self love coming back to home story with those that need to hear it because I'm sure I'm not the only one, and I'm sure that people that are able bodied need to hear the story as well. That if you are clunky in your own self care because you feel a need to punish yourself because you're addicted to the feeling of not following through, you can find another addiction that is not so uh, damaging to the organs or damaging to your body. And may I also provide you with a simple hack that will help you if you need uh, to regulate your nervous system. You can just hum. If you hum like the same frequency as a bee, for some reason it re-regulates your nervous system quicker than say a cup of coffee. Um, and I only stumbled upon this hack because I was having a panic attack, and one of my coaches said, "Try this." And I tried it on the phone, and because I had CP, I couldn't breathe and hum at the same time. So once I got the breathing down, then I added the hum. But you don't have to do it for very long. It's like a minute, and then it'll just um, re-regulate your system without a chemical or without any other kind of way of being. So I just thought that might help as well.
Thank you for sharing that. I came across humming too, and I wrote a blog about it on my Blissful Touch website. And I now want to go back and look at it because I can't remember if it was after I'd finished drinking alcohol and I wasn't drinking alcohol anymore that I felt quite unsafe in my body, and I started humming. But then I don't know whether it was after I gave up sugar, and in September is my anniversary. So it's been a year since I've eaten sugar and 3 years since I've had alcohol. And what that's
Wow,
yeah,
that
what
is a freaking celebration in itself.
yeah.
Woohoo,
Thank
go
you.
you.
I just want to please ask the audience to please subscribe to my channel, and so you don't miss out on the next installment of Mags's biohacking.
Thank you and have a great day, eh?
Yeah, thank you, Mags.